Hey everybody, it's Donna, and I'm hoping you can join me today for probably around the 45-minute time frame that I seem to be kind of going toward these days. And it's going to be a yoga practice that's going to be a little notch up from my previous video. That was video number 4. So this is video number 5. I'm very excited and I'm really happy you're here with me. Let's just say this is one of those times when you have to know your body, you have to know your limits, your strengths, your inflexibility, your flexibility. Like any of my videos, I want you to work at your level, totally have fun. If this isn't fun, then why would you ever come back and do it again, right? So I'm hoping it's going to be fun for us, and your attitude and your caring for your body makes all the difference. So I'm not going to have any music playing. You get to turn on the music you like to do this. Maybe the first time through, you just watch, you just participate a little bit till you get to know what I'm talking about. So make it work. It is my pleasure to do this for you today. And let's start with our hands held in front of the heart center and begin to just kind of shake out any tension as you sit comfortably. Sukasana is easy sit here with a crisscross. Anything else that works better is fine. So pull the body up, lower and release the tension out of the shoulders, let them drop. Let the feeling of length come up the neck through the crown of the head. Feel that tailbone and sit bones ground. So that energy is going to come all the way up your spine, lifting you through the crown. So closing your eyes or just bringing your gaze toward ground would be a great way to just kind of get yourself into the right frame of mind for your practice today. So start to just notice the breath coming into your body and the breath leaving your body, maybe without doing anything to control your breath yet. Just notice it and be grateful for that breath you have, those strong lungs. The feeling of the lungs inflating and deflating with your inhales and your exhales is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And it's a place you can bring your focus anytime you get distracted. So I'm going to let the chin drop a little closer to the base of my throat, and that's just a little bow of the head, bringing the third eye, the center of your mind, closer to the heart. So we're going to be thinking, but we're going to be feeling. This is a combination type of practice. Let's get kind of a thought process going that might lead us through the practice today. It might be setting an intention. It could be anything you choose. Or it might just be telling yourself, I'm just going to be open to what my body can do for me today and be grateful for that. So let's all take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And then as you're ready, let's inhale, raise the arms, spread the fingers out, and bring those hands down toward our knees. And let's go ahead and start cat-cow motions here in a seated position. So the cow is when you're curling, flexing your spine. Did I say the cow? Did I say the cat? Please tell me I said the cat. So think of an angry cat when the back goes up. That's that flexed spine. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. And inhale into a back extension. That's your cow pose. Don't know how they named it cow, okay? It's one of those mysteries of yoga. So let's do 2 more. Exhale, inhale, and 1 more. All right, and we're just going to start a really lovely, flowy kind of circle. This is going to be noticeable in your hips, your low back, maybe your inner thighs, depending on where you're tight. Everybody's going to notice it probably in different places. But I've decided as I do this posture, or this flow, I should say, I think it has a great possible name for it. Okay, so the word Asana is pose or seat. So all of the names in Sanskrit in a yoga practice end with asana, A-S-A-N-A. So sometimes I tell my students, close your eyes, let your head get nice and wobbly. And as I watch my students doing this, I decided it's Woodstock Asana, because this kind of looks like what some of the folks at Woodstock might have been doing during one of their favorite bands. All right, let's reverse it. Let's go around the other way. So this is just as big as you want. Maybe let those shoulders do a little steering. Maybe let that head just bobble around. Let the neck go nice and loose. All right, let's do a few more. I really love this. I feel like I could do it for a lot of repetitions. It just feels good. Let's go 2 more times around in this direction. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and come up good and tall. Squeeze the shoulders to the ears and let them drop. Chin will come up, chin will come down with the shoulders coming up and coming down. Let's do just do 2 more. Last one. All right, let's go ahead and get the feet out from under us for a moment and just kind of shake out the knees, shake out through the hips, roll out through the ankles, both directions. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn sideways, and we're gonna start just like we did on the last video, a nice wide foot position so your hips get to roll. The hands are pressing your heart center toward the sky. Okay, so use some energy in your arms. Let's just do 2 more side to side. All right, nice work. And let's go ahead and put those feet straight out in front. So if you have yoga blocks, if you have a yoga strap, they could all come in handy today. So the yoga blocks are just a nice thing to have nearby. So if you ever need a touch point and the floor or your feet are just too far away, your blocks take the place of whatever you're trying to reach for. So let's put those feet in a lot of energetic pressing feel, okay? So we're gonna push through the balls of the feet, pull the toes back. So here's a point, here's a floint. So you're pressing the balls of the feet, but pulling the toes. It's just gonna be very energetic for the whole leg, actually. Press the palms up, and then we're gonna exhale, twist to one side. I'm gonna use the block to put my hand on and the floor back here. Inhale, press the palms up, exhale, other side. So flow with your breath. So you might be moving quickly compared to me, or you might be half as fast as I'm going. It's whatever speed your breath is at this point. All right, just kind of loose arm, just let it go, shake things out a little bit. And then we're gonna take a stretch up and then a knee bent, maybe reach around the bottoms of your feet. Pull back up. So knee bent, this is loosening the back of the legs and the low back without any strain. If you're very, very naturally flexible and you'd rather keep your knees straight and it won't hurt, go for it. 2 more of these. Here's an exhale. Here's an inhale. 1 more. All right, we're gonna take those hands down behind us. We're gonna have the wrists very energized because we're gonna place the palms flat into the floor, tuck back the elbows, the shoulders, feet on the ground, hip distance apart, and come up to a table. All right, so we're gonna do that a few times. So if you don't need your blocks, you don't have to have them nearby, but guess what? Blocks might feel better than the floor. They might give you a little better lift. So you can always try it, okay? So go ahead and get yourself set for a few more of those. This is our table. This is not the most comfortable posture, but it is a great back body energizer. It opens the chest, keeps your shoulders mobile. Let's do one more after this one. Try to get those hips as parallel to the floor as possible. And let's hold. Are we having fun yet? Probably not. This is not an easy posture to hold. Let's do a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, release down, crisscross those ankles. Oh yeah, your wrists will feel that. So maybe holding that long is not a good idea. So maybe here to here, roll it around. All right, let's wiggle those fingers and we're gonna take a forward fold. So when you're ready, just let things drop. And here's a way to use your blocks. Have a forehead rest. Any height blocks for any level of flexibility, okay? Where do you wanna go? So we wanna feel loosening back here in your gluteus area, in the hip, all the way up the back. But then as you're ready, maybe a little bit of movement. So side to side, take your time, reach long or stay loose and elbows bent. But just that motion, and it could become some arm raising for a little more side body stretch. Keep on going. I'm just gonna flip around so I can see what's going on up here. So, side to side. Maybe you walk way over and make it float over. Rainbow stretch. So I love to just flow with my practice. It never looks the same twice because it's whatever my body feels like right at that moment feels good. Couple more breaths here, doing whatever you're enjoying. And then just let it go right over the center of that lap. Support with blocks or not. Take a breath, I don't know, 2 to 3 more breaths. We want to stretch that upper back with that lung expansion. Belly pulls in. We're going to use those abdominal muscles to pull our spine up, stack up the vertebrae, open the eyes, roll back the shoulders. All right, good. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and get you on your hands and knees. And I have 2 yoga mats here. You might have an extra thick one. A little bit of extra cushion is good. You can even fold up a kind of a sturdy blanket to have under your knees, okay? So something that makes your knees feel happy. All right, so we're gonna make sure we're in our 4-legged stance. Hands or fingers spread. Belly is drawn up into the body. Spine is in a neutral. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. Right down straight from our shoulders is where those wrists will be. Okay, we're gonna inhale. Opposite arm and leg come up. Okay, so let's begin. Floating through, right side, left side. Really focused on center body stabilization. So from your shoulders to your hips, we don't want to see movement to the best of your ability. Think about how to keep very neutral in that spine. Okay, we're going to amp this up a little bit. We're going to take a stretch, one arm, opposite leg, and then a cat pose. Spine goes up, those elbows, knees tuck, stretch back out, place it down, other side. Okay, so the foot back there can be heel pressing away for a little more energy up the back of the leg. All right, next time, after that tuck and stretch, pause right here, sweep the leg to one side, the arm to the other, and come back, and then come down. Okay, second side, stretch, tuck, stretch, sweep, And let's do another set. All right, we're gonna take a wide knee position, wide leg child's pose. So this couldn't be another space for blocks, because that's gonna bring a deeper stretch in front of the shoulders as you sink. So this is a child's pose with wide knee, if that is better for you. If it's better for you to keep a belly support and have your knees together, keep them together. If it's better for you to be on your back with those knees just dropping towards you, then that's your child's pose. Or support the knees with hands behind and let that be your child's pose. So there's so many choices, everybody. So if you're still in those child's pose, wide knee stance, stay for a couple more breaths. I'll meet you back there since I've been moving around. All right, so let those hands come to shoulder distance apart. Let the hips move forward, curl under the toes, and let's pull up. We're gonna take a down dog just for a couple moments with some taking turns in those heel digs toward the floor. Just basically walk in place. And then take a foot position that goes way out to the edges of your mat and practice pressing those heels even deeper down equally on both feet. Then we're gonna walk our hands back to meet our feet and let them be right in between the feet. Shoulders heavy, head heavy. Let's just shake everything out. And then we're gonna do a deep knee bend to straighter leg. So if the floor is still too far away, you're gonna have blocks under your hands if possible. 2 more here. Loosening up those inner thighs. All right, and then hands come forward a little and heel toe your way back into more of a hip distance foot position. And let's wrap arms around the backs of the legs somewhere in some way. Hug in. So you notice my knees are not straight. Slightly bent is great. It's going to allow your torso to just sit resting on your thighs. And it's going to be a great stretch for back. Low back. A couple more breaths. All right, hands onto the thighs. Press part way up, draw your belly in. Let's come into chair pose for a moment here. Just feel the weight a little deeper in your heels than in the balls of the feet. You should be able to see your whole foot in front of those knees. Tummy in a little bit. Rise up, take a stretch back. And exhale all the way back down. Let's do that a couple more times. Squat, arms come up, take a chair for a moment, press into those feet, rise, take a back bend, and then sink all the way back down. One more time. All right, we're gonna walk forward, come into a plank. So be a little bit away from the front edge of your mat. Feet and hands kind of match your shoulders and hips. Spreading your fingers, drawing that belly in. Your thighs should feel firm. As you exhale, fold up those hips. Come into your downward facing dog. All right, we're going to flow between those two with our breath. So when you inhale, stretch it out to plank. Exhale, fold it up, stretching your sit bones to sky. We'll do 2 more of these. And then pause once again in your plank. Feel from crown to heels the stretch, the firm connection to your core. One more breath. Walk your way all the way back. Don't bring your mat with you. All the way back to your feet. We're going to give those little wrists a stretch coming in. Ooh, yeah. The hands are under the feet. The toes are stepping up right to the edge where the wrist is bending. Shake out everything you can shake out from the upper body. Couple more breaths. All right, undo those hands. Let's scoop, uncurl, come all the way up. Give it a little shake out, neck and shoulders. All right, so we're just gonna do a little loosening of the rest of the body, just very easy. Arm flow, twist. Let that heel pick up so we pivot the foot, keep our knees safe. Ooh, the sun is coming out. A couple more. All right, and then we're gonna take the palms to sky and take it over to one side. Pause at the center, get it good and strong in the center, over the other side. Let's do that. One more each way. All right, so go ahead and come to the front of your mat. And we're just gonna get ready for a nice, easy, mellow, slow flow, okay? We'll add things as we go. There's gonna be times when you might need to take a break. You've got that child's pose, you've got your back to lie on, you got your belly to lie on. Do what you need to do, join back in when you are ready. All right, so find a mountain pose. Shift your feet between balls of the feet and heels until you feel that you're kind of centered over the arches. Drop the hands. Notice the gaze going off into the distance with an easy feel in the face. And take a deep breath. And as you're ready, reach for the sky. Back bend as much as you choose. Exhale, let's take it all the way down. We're going to do a couple half sun salutations. Halfway up with your in-breath. Back into Uttanasana. All the way up. Hands at the heart center. So again, I am letting my breath dictate the speed of my movements. This is my inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. It becomes a dance when you let that breath kind of guide your choreography. It can be very meditative and calming. Strong legs as you press up. Let's take one more time through that. And let's pause here. Touch base with your level of energy. That intention you may have set Or if you didn't really set one, maybe now you know exactly what it is. Let's take one more breath in and out. And let's move on through the next level. We're going to start adding in. Exhale. Inhale, right foot steps back into a lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into your plank. Tucking those elbows as you exhale down and inhale up into your cobra. Exhale, down dog. Couple breaths right here. Just take a moment. Feel strong through the arms. Deep hip flexion. Nice strong heel dig toward ground. We're going to take our right leg, raise it to sky, look forward, jump forward. You're back in your lunge. Stretch it out, and then look forward, leap forward, and fold. Inhale all the way to sky, maybe a back bend, hands to heart. Taking it to the left side. Stepping back, left foot. Down dog, take a couple breaths here. Look forward, we're in a nice strong plank. Tuck in, lower, rise, upper body comes up into a lovely back bend stretch. Down dog, a moment or two. Arms are strong as we raise left leg. Leap forward, stretch out. Back to our right side. Couple breaths in this down dog. And this time as we lift that right leg, we're going to take a little twist. So we try to take that leg, pull it up to sky and behind the other leg. So that left or that right hip should be much higher than the left. Maybe bend, press. Squaring those hips. Look forward. Jump the right foot, come up into a strong low lunge. Take a moment, stretching the spine. And then leap that left foot. Take a fold. We're going to come up into that chair for a moment. All the way up, take a back bend. Hands to heart center. Ready for side two, left side. Left leg jumps back, stretch it out, down dog, through your chaturanga and bhujangasana cobra, down dog, couple breaths. I want to warn you and encourage you to pay attention to your two arms, because as this left leg comes up, usually one elbow is going to collapse. Find out which elbow is trying to collapse. Roll that left hip nice and high. Press strong through both hands. Here we go. Square the hip. Look forward. Leap that foot. Stretch for a moment. Take that fold. Come up through chair. Inhale, back bend, maybe goalpost arms. Hands at the heart center, take a moment. How's that energy level? Because right now, my heart's beating fast. I feel the heat increasing in my body. So hopefully you're feeling that. So shake things out. We're gonna go back to a couple more times. Here we go, as you're ready. Right leg. Right leg up. Let's take a little twist. Bend that leg, press equally with 2 arms. Square hips, jump forward. Take a moment here. Step through, folding. Lower the sit bones, come on up to that chair. Press all the way up, take a back bend. Maybe open the chest. Come to heart center, take a breath. Side 2. Left leg. Flowing through with your breath. Strong arms, left leg high. Give it a bend. Sweep that left hip to sky. Pressing your chest towards your right thigh. Take another breath. Square the hips. Leap it through. Pause, breathe. Fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Back bend, open the chest. Hands to heart. All right, moving on, here we go. We're gonna add some warriors. Right leg to sky, open up the hips, maybe knee bend. Come through, reach for the place between those fingertips. Drop the back heel down, sweep up to warrior 1. So warrior 1 is you trying to square your hips to where that front foot is facing, okay? For tighter individuals, step this back foot much wider. Your hips are gonna swivel to the front of your mat with so much more ease and comfort. Don't feel bad that your feet aren't perfectly aligned. Do what you need to do, okay? So we come into a deep knee bend, pull the pelvis, reach for the sky. I'm gonna challenge you a little bit here. We're gonna move through a little bit of flow. Push forward, reach up. So, legs are stable. We're moving from the hips to the fingertips, not the legs. 2 more. All right, open up to your warrior 2. This one's easier on the hips, so if you want to realign heel to arch, all right, so you can see my shoulder blades, draw them toward each other, but then pull fingertips apart. We're gonna flow a reverse warrior with a straight knee to the bent knee warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale. 2 more, everybody. Finishing your breath here. Exhale all the way to ground. Step back. Let's take that down dog. Inhale forward. 1 more. Vinyasa on this side. Raise the leg. Just use it to step yourself forward. Fold at the front. Utkatasana. Inhale, stretch open that heart center. Exhale, close the pose. That was the first side. As you're ready, inhale for the left side. Exhale all the way down. Left leg back. Start that flow. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Left leg. Take that hip opener. Square the hips. Lunge it through. Drop that back heel. Pull up. We're in warrior one. So remember, this foot can work its way out a little bit. Give you a little easier turn of the hips. Anything that works, okay? Draw the right hip forward, the left hip back, belly in, reach for the sky. Virabhadrasana 1. Okay, stabilize, because here comes that little bit of flow that we did. Three more. Find as much back bend as you like. One more. All right, pause there. Use your next exhale. Open out to your warrior two. So align feet if it's easier. Feel this hip pressing forward to deepen the bend in this knee. It might need to widen, because if this knee passes your ankle, you need more space. Here we go. Inhale to reverse. Exhale. Feel strong, feel powerful, feel capable. All right, pause right here. Find your gaze. And then it's like you're doing a cartwheel to get to the floor. Step through, stretch, fold, Utkatasana. Always sky. Maybe the heart opening stretch. Maybe you'd like to do it with hands below and the pull back in the arms. And just pause, hands at the heart. Yes, my heart's just pumping away. Hopefully yours is too. All right, so we're gonna come into warrior one. I'm gonna face you, because we're gonna play a little bit here. I'm gonna have you make sure you, if you have a block, to have it nearby, okay? And we're gonna work on getting into a warrior two stance. Right foot is forward, left foot is back, okay? Keep it facing me so you can see what's going on. And we're gonna play a little bit with deepening into the legs and working on rising up through the torso. So feel where those hip points are. Feel like you're pressing down and then pulling up at the same time. Find the warrior two arms. Your gaze is always past your front fingertips. And then we're going to start moving that torso. Kind of like what we were doing with those sweeping arms, but this is with the warrior two arms. So kind of that Egyptian dance, okay? We're really feeling the movement of the rib cage while stabilizing that lower body. Couple more. And then pull that front leg straight. Firm up the thigh by feeling like your kneecap's coming up to your hips. And then let's get that torso going forward again, while this hip crease pulls back. Okay, so we're coming in to Trikonasana, tree pose. You do not need to go to the floor. A block or just an outer hand resting on inner calf, pressing to help you rotate. It's a beautiful, beautiful front body opening posture. It's not so beautiful when you think you have to go to the floor and it looks like this. Okay, that's not so beautiful. It doesn't feel good. It is no fun. So if you need a block very high and then just fingertips so that you can stay open, this is your Trikonasana. This is your triangle pose, okay? Or lower. But it's all about the pelvic rotation and the length of your torso, both sides. Squeeze your thighs, firm them, pull yourself back up, come back into your warrior two. All right, let's go ahead and try that on the other side. So let's turn in the right foot, turn out the left foot, have the block. You might want it. You might notice a very different side, different feeling on this side. You'll take it as it comes. So we want a deep knee bend. Let's think about what we did. We put the hands on those hip creases, pushed down, heaviness, strength, and grounding, and then draw up. Energetic lift. Reach out. So Virabhadra was a warrior, sword in each hand. That's why your arms are energized, because you have a heavy sword in each hand. Okay. Let's begin moving now that those legs are stable. How's it going? Might feel stiff at first. This is not an easy movement. All right, pause right above your hips and then pull that thigh back, firming it by drawing upward towards your hip socket. Now feel as if someone's got their foot right here, pushing you back while they're pulling your arm out. Okay, that's what the movement to move into Trikonasana looks like. It is a reach forward, then a lowering through the lower arm and a rising up through the top arm. So we want to swivel open that heart to the sky. Just balance, especially if you move your gaze upward. How's your breathing? Is your face calm? If it's not, come up higher till you feel very comfortable. Ease your way into deeper as you're ready. One more breath, everyone. Squeeze leg muscles. Draw the body back up. Come into warrior two. Relax the arms down. Moving that block out of the way. Let's just turn those toes in for a moment. And either grab your strap. Remember how maybe you don't remember, maybe you never saw video number 4. All right, strap can be in hands, like so, palms facing away. And that's gonna make you be very able to move the arms, especially if you have the hands wider, okay? This is a great way to start getting more flexibility in your shoulders. A towel or a robe strap or an old tie or a yoga strap. Okay, inner lines of feet are parallel to each other. So almost go to pigeon-toed. Squeeze up your thighs, draw your belly next toward your spine, and let's fold. Arms as high as you are able, head as low as you are able. Listening to the energy and the rhythm of the breath that you are hopefully controlling. You're telling that breath to smooth out, slow down. One more inhale. Exhale, let that strap with the hands come down, let it come off on one side, and hands will come to the floor, and we're going to turn one foot out while we bend opposite knee, and just shift our weight from side to side in any way. It might be don't even pick up your toes. Okay? Might be deeper than I'm going. And then walk your way over toward your right foot. And let's reach either to the ground or to a block. And raise open to a twist. And switch sides. And then just put it in the middle and just do a couple more open closes from side to side. And then let the body go. Maybe that block becomes a place to rest your head, the center crown of your head. Are you still with me? Still breathing? Finish another breath and then come toward each other, those feet heel toeing their way in to about hip distance, moving that block if need be, lower the hips, press to sky, arms come out. All right, let's just kick it out a little bit because we're gonna play back into that warrior two stance. So I'm gonna get my block again over here. We're gonna work on half moon, Artichondrasana. One of my favorite postures, and I'm hoping I don't fall over while I demonstrate it because it's possible. I will fully admit that. So I like to kind of move into this little by little because every part of this posture, getting into it, coming out of it, holding it, it's all about balance. It's all about proprioception, knowing where your body is in space. So we got this little rectangle here. We're trying to stay in the center of it. We're gonna put our block about 6 inches in front of our little toe side of this foot. That's gonna be our hand rest. We look like we're warrior two ready. We'll pause with the stretched arms, but then we're gonna take like a little cartwheel, and then we're gonna check if we like where that block is, okay? Because pretty soon, we're gonna start adding a little lift. Maybe with one hand on the ground. It's teaching us how to shift from 2 feet to all the energy working through one leg and that grounded foot. Maybe the hand stays alongside the hip because that's going to make you feel more stable. But imagine this front body, as long as it is right here, as you go toward the floor, it doesn't cave in. Because if it does, you're closing down. And it's the same thing if you were standing and you started putting too much weight into your toes, you're gonna fall forward, okay? It'll happen in half moon if you don't keep the length. All right, so let's go to it. Ready? Block has a light touch to it. Our hand is not digging into that block. Maybe the back foot is flexed, arm to sky. Front body elongated. And there I went. There's the fall I was warning myself about. All right, that leg's tired out. Let's try the other side. About 6 inches in front of the little toe. Let's find out what happens over here. Maybe 2 hands. Get the feel. Okay, play around with it. Yours might look very different from mine. Here's my couch. Guess what? Couch can be where you start, okay? Or a firm chair would be better. Balance, lost. So if you're like me and you've got one knee that's cantankerous, this will be your hard side to do. All right. Breathing, gaze is focused, energy to sky. One more breath if you're still with me. All right. All right, so both sides had a little fight toward me, right? They both gave me a little trouble, but I worked through it. So let's just shake off any disappointment in our behavior on our yoga mat, because every day is going to be different. That's what I love about a yoga practice. You can find something to love every day, even if parts of it don't go the way you choose, okay? So let's find a nice strong mountain for a moment. Restful gaze, chin parallel to the floor. Mountain is all about growing from ground to sky, solid, strong, and content. The standing version, in many ways, to Shavasana when we finish our practice. Hands at the heart center for a moment. Find your left foot. Begin to get happily grounded into the floor. And let's just take a very gentle tree pose. This hip is going to try to pop out. So let's lift and feel strength as if we still have 2 feet on the ground. But we're going to reach for the sky in a nice V, V for victory. Maybe your gaze gets a little higher and it's going to feel like it pulls the rest of the body up. Can that foot come off the knee and the knee come up, hip height? Back to your tree. Back to knee up. Back to the tree. One more time. 2 feet on ground. Shake it out a little bit. Maybe a couple of hip circles, because you're going to feel that, just that length of time trying to stand on one leg, especially after that half moon practice. All right, come back to focus. Left foot is the raising foot this time, so let's get that right foot feeling steady. Left foot to the inner calf. Hip hopefully didn't pop out. Calm breath. V arms. It's just a kind of a nice, easy way to hold the arms and still have that lifting energy. Step up on a box and back to tree. Couple more times. Feeling strong, join me for one more. Bringing it back down. Both sides done. Let's just kind of shake out a little bit, roll out those hips. Okay, I'm thinking we're heading down to our backs. How about that, everybody? I'm ready. I don't know about you. So have your strap nearby. Maybe have one of your blocks nearby. How are you feeling? Hopefully energized, warm, but also ready for a little less intense work. Let's go ahead and roll down. Let's take a moment to just stretch out. Hands can be flipped up, laced fingers, or separated. Thumbs on floor, but press those feet as if you were still standing on the ground, so the toes are to sky. Okay, so we're gonna let the belly start to engage. So we're gonna use this time as your core workout as well as some good flexibility for your legs, okay? So draw down, pull your hips, or rather your ribs down, and then with an exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, stretch it out. Opposites. So take all the energy from your middle body to pull that leg up and to allow that leg to go down with core stability. So I love exercises that take care of two things at once. We're going to stretch. So I start the next few with longer leg, but I'm purposely keeping a little bend in my knee just to see how my hamstring feels. But every lift is like an abdominal crunch. Maybe we start straightening a little more. Let's do one more on each leg. How's the leg down here doing? Is it staying on the ground? That's a sign of how flexible you are or are not. If that leg looks like this, then you probably want to keep this knee bent to allow this leg to try to stay stretched. Okay. All right, let's do first leg up, trying to hold the back of the thigh and press into it so that your arms are lengthened. And we're going to really work ankle circles. So we're still in our practice. We're still breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Reverse the circle. And then we're going to take right leg, one-legged happy baby. So you reach your fingers around the outside of this foot. Your elbow and tricep will be on the inside of the knee. So you go from inside to outside so that the leg gets pulled out toward the outer torso. Groin stretch. So if that is impossible to grab, that's why you have your strap. You could hold your happy baby like this. Nowhere near as deep, safer for your body, okay? Find the one that works for you, where you can still feel two shoulder blades on the ground, the neck in neutral, the eyes not popping out of your head. Eyes should be able to be relaxed. And how's this leg? We still have that left foot like we're standing on a floor. That's our goal. If that leg looks like this, then you need a strap on your right foot. Okay? Be honest with yourself. That's all I ask, be honest. That's how you walk away feeling good when you're done and not injuring yourself. It's so important. Now we're going to take two fingers, put them between our big and second toe, and wrap around the neck of that big toe for a hold. This is option A, for a stretch out to the side. So we might let it go so much that it makes this hip and low back pop up off the ground. So get yourself back to steady. See where this leg can go where you have not changed the left side of your body. Left arm might stretch out. Option B, handy dandy strap, here it goes. It's around the foot, the ball of the foot, to pull those toes toward our forehead, and then maybe you go out a little bit. Okay, belly is still working. This is still core work. Maybe for ease, your elbows on the floor to help support the hold of your leg. So many ways to do these things. If you want to come back carefully, you bend first. Gently roll back, okay? All right, let's let that leg go. Let's just stretch it up. That leg should feel like it's like 2 inches longer now because of what you just did. Mine definitely does. Make sure you feel like you're straight. And then here we go. Knee, stretch the leg, push your thigh into your hands, tuck down your elbows or your shoulders, and let's get some circles. Aware of what this leg is doing. What's your neck, face, shoulders feel like. Breath. Now let's reverse, other way. All right, let's try our happy baby on this side. Elbows on the inside of the knee, hands on the outside of the foot. Drawing that thigh down toward our outer rib cage, or strap on your foot, okay? This hand can be like a little reminder to this leg to lengthen and engage into the floor. You're stamping your footprint up on the ceiling. Two fingers around the neck of the big toe or a strap around the ball of the foot. Arm goes out to a T. That's your part of your grounding. It really helps. Leg stretches out. We don't let our hip, our glutes really, leave ground. This is core work, everybody. I love it. Core and stretch combined, it is my favorite kind of workout. Couple deep, steady breaths. If you want to ease it back, bending it first, do it. Otherwise, pull it back, release it down. Let's stretch it all out. All right, knees gonna bend. Hands are gonna come next to the heels, kind of get them really close. So you're gonna be ready for a bridge, okay? Roll from right to left and start moving your arms inward toward each other. It's gonna help open up the front of the body, and then four corners of the feet to the ground, draw your belly in a little bit, press up. Okay, so I've heard teachers say engage your gluteus muscles. I've heard teachers say relax your glutes. I'm a middle of the road kind of person, so I'd say try it both ways. Maybe some of the time you're in a bridge, you're relaxed, some of the time you're a little bit working. Because there's no doubt glutes tightening is what extends your hips. But pressing your feet into the floor, amazingly, can do almost the same thing without those glutes being engaged. All right, if you can, right leg to sky. Flex and point. Bring that one down, get your lift back. Left leg. 2 feet are down, maybe lace up your fingers, tuck your arms even closer together. See about a little bigger raise. Now the hands coming together can be with a strap. No strap, no laced hands, elbows bent. We're gently, one vertebra at a time, putting our spine down very, very slowly. Ooh, something just snapped. Not really, it was just a little hip noise. That's what happens when you get to be the age I am. All right, wiggle those legs, shake out those arms and hands. And then let's just bring those 2 knees toward us, and we're gonna make some lovely hip circles. This is kind of like that Woodstock asana we did in the beginning. It just feels good, and you could probably get going and never want to stop. Well, let's reverse. All right, so we're going to do a supine pigeon today. We just did happy baby, which is a great hip opener, but we're going to finish that hip opener with one more. Left leg is long, right leg is the leg you're going to cradle. Okay, so this is supine pigeon, so it's less stress on the knee because you don't have to have all your body weight pressing down on that shin when you are face down on the floor. So in this version, hand grabs the bottom of the foot, your foot stays actively pointing up. This hand is just cradling to guide the shin towards you. Okay. Tuck the elbows down. Maybe close the eyes and let your awareness go into that body from where this left heel is onto the floor, all the way up the back of the leg, back of the spine, shoulder blades, and head. Do you feel like you'd be standing straight up if you were in a standing position like this? Can that breath fill up that rib cage and expand your ribs? And then empty them and feel them melt. Let's do one more breath in. Big exhale. Release, stretch for a moment, extended mountain pose. All right, left leg comes in. Your right leg should be in line with your hip. Cradle the outer leg, cradle the bottom of the foot. Draw it all towards you to the point where you start to feel some groin stretch. You feel no pain in your knee, 0. If you feel pain in your knee, you're gonna back off. Maybe your supine pigeon is here, okay? Where should it be? And at the same time as this leg's pulling towards you, this leg is lengthening away through the sole of your foot. Shoulders relaxed, chin neutral from the chest. If you close your eyes, it's going to bring your awareness to what's happening in your body rather than let you start thinking. Open eyes cause you to start ruminating. Closed eyes take away one of those senses that distracts you. So let your gaze go inward. Take 2 more deep, smooth, wonderful breaths. As you're ready, release gently, stretch leg out, stretch arms near ears. Enjoy letting that spine lift away from the ground so it's an arched back. And then let the 2 knees come up towards your belly again and purposely let the spine round a little bit, flattening against the ground. And then we'll put 2 feet on the floor, let them be wide apart. And we're going to float the knees to one side, turn the gaze and the arms to the other. And let's just keep that flow, slow, steady from right to left. This is the most simple, relaxing kind of twist you could possibly do. All right, if you can't tell, we're really winding down, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the practice today. I definitely did. It's always a little scary because I finish and then I'm like, okay, what does that video really look like? You know, I am new to this. So I hope it turned out. I hope I gave you a practice that was challenging, but something you could handle with enough ease that you'll come back again. Knee hug, maybe a little forehead to knees, and then relax. And then I'm going to get you settled into Shavasana before I come off this floor. So you're going to separate your feet. You're going to kind of rock your body, separate your arms from your body, move your head around. You want everything to just be able to land and forget about it. And sometimes that takes a lot of organizing. After a couple breaths, you might notice that it feels like your tailbone is not as long toward your heels as you'd like. So you gotta kind of flatten back out again from that pelvic area. So do what you need to do. Roll your head from right to left. Your palms are open to the sky, so your fingers curl because your hands are relaxed. You take a breath in and you feel things float to sky, maybe out through the mouth. A couple breaths like that help to tell your body you have completed your practice except for this pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. Corpse pose, it means we're trying to lie as still as a corpse. And the benefit of that is complete and utter surrender, contentment, and relaxation. That's what we're looking for here. So little by little, you are going to release that pranayama, breath control, part of your practice. You're going to let the breath take its course. It'll become so shallow, it's going to be hard to even notice the movement of your breath. Imagine the eyes like deep, dark wells, the eye sockets, and your eyes are just falling back into those deep, dark wells so that your eyelids relax. Your forehead becomes as smooth as a silk scarf, and your jaw lets go of all tension. You feel the back side of the body sinking deeper and deeper into the floor beneath you. Notice your mind starting to get busy. Bring yourself back to that next inhale, that next exhale. And as you're resting, my hands are coming to my heart center with gratitude for practice today, gratitude that you joined me and that I'm able to lead you in this practice, and I hope it was a benefit. I wish you peace and contentment and a lovely day, lovely evening, a lovely tomorrow. Namaste.